Painting with Menoth John is presented in Super Legitivision. Super Legitivision, the future of podcasting. It's .com.
Hello, I'm
Menoth John.
and I'd like to welcome you. First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing me back into your homes. If this is your first time with us, let me extend a personal invitation for you to drag out your
miniatures
and paint along with us each week. Let's go over to the canvas here and let's get started. I believe, every day's a good day when you paint. I believe, it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart. I believe, every day's a good day when you paint. I believe, it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart. Let's build a happy little cloud. Let's build some happy little trees. There are no limits here. You start out by believing here. You can almost paint with anything. All you have to do is practice.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, all you have to do is practice. And there's a spoiler for the poll of the show because I suck at my own job, John. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Painting with Menoth John. It's going to be super spectacular today. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all set to provide you entertainment halfway through your Labor Day weekend. And in case you're not from the United States, and really the people who like this show are mostly not from the United States because they got taste, bitches. We're all here. We're going to talk about stuff. We're going to have a show tonight called My Drunk Dojo, and I'm well on my way. And I'm drinking red wine tonight, so that apparently has more alcohol than beer, John. Were you aware of that?
I'd heard inklings of that.
It's also got calories, which is complete and total fucking bullshit. I am against calories. I'm just going to put that out there. I can't stand them. They're not good. And I'm going to stand in protest of them. So I'm Menoth John. I'm your host. We're here for the next 90 minutes for fun and frivolity. Up there in the catbird seat, we call it the box on the right, is, of course, the man you know and have known for 122 episodes now, Mr. John Spencer.
Hey-o!
The guy on your left you may not know as well, but he's like a podcaster, YouTuber kind of guy, too. And his name is Ben Farmer. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, there's our introductions. We're going to have this be really fucking professional tonight. So Ben's here for a couple of reasons. One, because he's a super sweet guy, and we're super happy to have him on the show. And the other one is that Beermachine shirt that you see on his chestage right there. You'll notice that he keeps his shirt on during the show, which is more than I can usually do. He, for some reason, decided that he wanted to donate at a level during the Beermachine Kickstarter that would land him a coveted spot here on the Sunday Night Extravaganza, otherwise known as the Painting with Menoth John shit show. And Ben, you were doing that for a very, very good cause. What was the cause for that Beermachine Kickstarter?
Oh, yeah. So one of the members of Beermachine, JP, got diagnosed with ALS. So they ran a Kickstarter to try to get him to a couple more conventions before the condition actually kicked in and he wouldn't be able to play anymore.
Yep. And, you know, the only thing that's more bullshit than red wine having calories is ALS. That shit can die in a fire. So, you know, I super appreciate your donation. We just got done with the pre-ramble, which was amazing. Folks, if you are not supporting the show at the $2 level, you have missed literally probably 30 minutes, the 30 funniest minutes of this particular show ever. And so it's, you know, you inspire me, Ben. Welcome to the fucking show.
Hey, glad to be here.
So now that we've got the introductions on, we can talk about what we're having and we can properly salute you. I am, of course, drinking red wine. I'm drinking a 2014 Robert Mondavi Cabernet Sauvignon. My guess is it's Central Coast, which means it's grown in the shitty part of California. It's not the good stuff from Napa. This I promise you. Not at $9 a bottle. It's not. At
least it's not in a box.
No, that's for damn sure. Although the box shit, occasionally, if you drink the white stuff, it's not so bad. The red stuff will not only strip models but kill you. It's not a shitty little wine. It's absurd yet flaccid. What are you having, Ben?
So I'm drinking a couple beers from a local brewery, Marble.
Nice.
This is actually my second one, oatmeal stout. I started off with their red ale and down that completely in the preamble.
Oh, so we're on to good times here, folks. We're on.
Oh, yes.
We're cooking on afterburners. We're gonna put on that faster than light drive about 50 minutes from now. There you go. So that's what you're having. What are you having, John?
Well, as a standard right now, I've got a shot of Captain Morgan Cannon Blast, and then I'm going to finish it off with some Smirnoff Ice Screwdriver in a mighty large bottle.
Well, there you go. We're gonna.
It's a mighty large bottle.
We don't call this Drunk Dojo for no stupid reasons, folks. This is for reals. On behalf of Mr. Ben Farmer, on behalf of the Mighty Right Hand, Mr. John Spencer, and of course me, your comely host, Mr. Menoth John. Hey, Ron.
Ron.
Also, fuck ALS.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Whoa, I almost spilled my wine. That'd have been fucking tragic. All right. So we have a show for you tonight, and it's super legit and totally sweet. And Ben, do you know what the single most important thing around keeping the lights on here at the Painting with Menoth John show is?
Oh, I think it has something to do with butter.
Butter? Oh, it has a lot to do with butter, but it mostly has to do with Patreon. Patreon.com/Menothjohn. We keep the butter helps. We rub. We'll talk about the butter. You don't worry about that. You don't worry about the butter. But the Patreon.com/Menothjohn is the only way that you can experience 100% of the Menoth John experience. We're like an onion that's like a parfait in that way. Now, onion parfaits sound terrible, but who don't like a parfait? And much like a parfait, there are layers to the Painting with Menoth John Patreon. We have the $1, which gets you your pre-ramble. That's all you really need to give in order to hear that last 30 minutes. It's amazing. It's like it's like Mother Teresa getting canonized this weekend, but less saintly. And so we talk about things on there that you need to know about, and it's super legit and totally sweet. At the $2 level, you're going to get more of that guy, which is actually entertainment. John, tell them about the Co-Host Corner.
Co-Host Corner is my bi-monthly. Bi-weekly would be something else entirely, wouldn't it? Dojo and crappy movie reviews, where I'll talk about whatever you guys suggest or whatever I come up with if no one suggests anything.
That is absolutely great. That is at the $2 level. And if you subscribe at that, you will get all the back episodes of the Co-Host Corner. They're there for you as long as you continue to be a patron. It is super legit and totally sweet. And this week, we are debuting theme music. So there is a new introduction for the Co-Host Corner. Usually when John comes on, it's just kind of John talking, which is actually 90% more therapeutic than the drug aspirin. And we have it'll calm you right down. But now we're kicking up the production values a little bit. There's some theme music for John, and that's at the $2 level. At the $5 level, you're going to get honestly, we're not lying about this. There's going to be a hangout someday, and it's going to be monthly. We're going to start it here in September. I feel it. But we also have some other rewards at the $2 and $5. There was a sticker and a bottle opener. And I'm going to be very honest with you, John. I owe the Brushheads an apology.
Uh-oh. What for?
The sticker that I have been sending out dutifully has not been the same sticker that you and I got.
Oh, no.
It was developed and printed out, and I tried one the other day, and it's a kind of a piece of shit, John. And I would like to apologize to all of the $2 patrons who have gotten their stickers. So to make up for that, I'm making fridge magnets.
Oh, that's legit.
I'm gonna make some Painting with Menoth John fridge magnets available at the $2. And if you are a $2 or better patron, don't worry, you're gonna get one. I'm gonna send them all out to the $2 and $5 and $10 patrons, and I'm gonna get that for you because I feel bad that we've sent out a substandard product with our name on it. And John, if there's one thing that you and I stand for, it's high quality.
Damn right.
You damn Skippy. And so that's what the new $2 reward is going to be. I'm going to alter the Patreon so that people know what the hell they're getting. At the $5 level, I'm almost out of the Knuckle Busters, John.
Uh-oh.
And I'm not happy with the company that made them because,
No, what's wrong?
well, they send them. I have to repackage each and every one of them because they have the most sexist inset I've ever seen in my entire life. They're a terrible company with terrible people, but they make a nice product. So I am going to stop making these.
Like Ravelboom?
Like Ravelboom. Oh, absolutely, just like Ravelboom. It's just like Ravelboom, but it opens bottles. Ravelboom just fucks up your models. The new $5 is going to be a Painting with Menoth John tape measure. So
Actually useful for games?
Yes.
What's that about?
Yes. So I am going to be working on getting some of those, and that will be the new thing. And I am really scared about sending them overseas because it's going to cost me a lot of money. But the $5 patrons are totally worth it. So
Absolutely.
I'm going to get those made up. So there may be a little lull, but I'm going to try and get them up made this month so that when I do my normal send out at the end of the month, if I have new $2 or $5 patrons, that they actually get that. So it's going to be some good stuff, guys. We're revamping the instantaneous reward, but we're also ramping up the continuing reward of being a part of this show. So, but hey, Ben, I want to give you an opportunity while we're here on the Sunday Night Extravaganza to talk a little bit about your show. And its name is very reminiscent of Bugs Bunny, and I like that about it. So please tell us about your show.
Yeah, so my channel is called Should Have Turned Left, and basically our little thing is if you don't understand the reference, go back and watch some good TV.
Amen.
Yeah.
So it's a reference to what I think it's a reference to.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Bugs Bunny should have turned left at Albuquerque.
Yeah. So we're based in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we are a drunken battle report podcast. The way it works is we pair up, we play a game on the clock just to make sure the game actually has an ending. We drink while we do it. Once the game wraps up, we turn around, rewatch the game at double speed, and continue drinking and record commentary for it.
Very nice.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun to do.
Yeah, it's good times. This podcasting thing is a lot of fun, and it's a fun little hobby, and I'm glad you guys are doing that. And I had watched your channel before you had won the Kickstarter, and was already a fan. So having you on the show was a wonderful thing.
Oh, that's awesome! Great to know I've reached out to people like you already.
Yeah, that's not something that you should shoot for. Anyway, yes, you've nailed the Aging Geek demo hard. Good for you. Although I will say this, at least we have money to spend on this damn thing. So, hey, here to the YouTuber in our midst. Hey, Ron.
Ron.
You're way fucking better than that PewDiePie asshat. He just makes way the fuck more money than you. That's all.
I know, what the heck?
You don't yell and scream loud enough about stupid shit on your channel. If you would just make a complete ass of yourself, the millions would show up. But I do that every week.
Make an ass of myself. But...
I do that every week, and we get like 20. So there you go. Anyway, so super enthused to have you on the show, and when you reached out to us and made us actually do this, because we weren't actively reaching out to effing anybody, but you reached out, and I said, well, what would you like to do on this? And you said you'd like to do a Drunk Dojo episode.
Oh yeah.
So that is what we are going to do.
Whatever we create here is going to get played on my channel coming up.
Nice. So we did a poll of the show. So let's go ahead and let's do that poll of the show, because that's what we do here. And we asked people, what circle caster should we do Dojo tonight? And we asked about Chromac 2, Kruger 2. Nobody gives a fuck about Kruger 2 anymore. I remember that guy. I remember that guy. He used to be a thing. And Grail and Una 2. And Una 2 ran away with the Dojo. Now, we only had 38 votes, Ben, but what I learned when I was working at General Mills was that is a statistically significant enough number. So that is good enough for me, and so we are going to be doing some Una 2 Dojo tonight. We're going to be doing Chromac 2, and then we also had a request from Tim Simpson, who is out of the St. Louis area, and it was one that you were interested in, Ben, as well, and that's Kaya1.
Yep.
So we're going to build you 3 amazing lists. I'm having a little bit of a trouble with my war room BlueStacks to do the war room for Una 2, but the rest of them are working just fine. I'm getting a card corrupted error on that one, but we'll use the Dawn Shadow, which would be Morvana 2, because she has the same number of War Beast points at 27. So we'll do that. But John, before we do that, before we get into all of that drunken dojo, do you know what time it is?
Oh, it's time for the business.
Oh, it's time about the business. You know, folks, we have sponsors here on the Painting with Men with John show, and we're not sure why, but we do. And, you know, you're going to see them aligned along the bottom of the screen. You know, we're going to bring them to you from left to right because that's how we do it in the United States. And I know there are countries like Australia and Zimbabwe and
Here we go again.
and Sweden that read from right to left. But that's not what we're going to do because fucking America, bitches. All right, so, you know, our first sponsor is from the center of America. Did you know that, John? Did you know Michigan is literally like right the fuck in the middle of the United States?
It's pretty close.
It's pretty close. And, you know, you can draw a line from there to other places in the United States that are further away from the middle than they are.
You absolutely can. It is
Entirely
flawless logic, sir.
So, if you want your models painted in straight lines, flight medic painting.
Oh, this is the first. He derailed himself.
I know.
Oh, nobody wants to listen to somebody laughing at themselves in a podcast, but I'm doing it.
Oh,
Flight
We
medic
just need to
painting.
drink more, right?
Flight medic painting is from Michigan, where other things come from Michigan, like Michigan State, which is green and has their colors. And Michigan State and Flight Medics Painting both use the color green to great effect. One in baseball or basketball or whatever they're good at. And the other one is Kador Jacks. And if you haven't seen how well Flight Medic Painting paints a jack, you need to get over there and see it because that shit's legit. And he's not taking any more commissions at this point because he's booked up through 2032.
Adepticon.
Yep, 2032. Yeah. And but you should go over there to go to the chat room. Flight Medic paints.blogspot.com. It's super legit.
Google it. It's on Google. You'll find it. The Google works.
If you find Google Flight Medic Painting and green, and you'll be all set. You know what else is
Blind Walker? I gotta go check that out.
Oh fuck yeah!
Legit.
So you know what else is green, John?
What else is green? I'm guessing green leaf terrain.
Green leaf terrain is green, and they're from Canada. That's one of those countries you can draw a line from Michigan right to it. It's a state or something, or it should be.
I think you mean North Montana. It hasn't been called Canada in years.
Oh yeah, we're gonna annex that shit. We're coming for you, Canada. Just wait till Trump builds a wall around Hudson Bay or whatever he's gonna do. He's gonna make you pay for it though. And you know what you also have to pay for, John?
What else do you have to pay for?
3D terrain from Greenleaf Terrain. You know, Adam at Greenleaf Terrain is an artist using of the millimeters. He'll put lots of metric resin in that wall so that you might have an extra quarter of a centimeter in there if you need it. And it'll cause +4 defense in metric is like +10. So, it'll help your model survive better if you use Greenleaf Terrain. Flat terrain, anybody can make flat terrain. They mouse pads, they cut the mouse pads up. You know what's better for the environment is MDF board or things that are made of natural products like polystyrene. And the Greenleaf Terrain will mold stuff out of resin that will not hurt any animals in Canada. So, Greenleaf Terrain, goddammit.
Oh, I think you should probably stop drinking for a second, dude.
I'm done drinking wine on this show. I'm done drinking wine on this show. But you know what?
Apparently.
But you know You know what's the best thing you could possibly do for your models?
Butterfoam?
Butterfoam, bitches. KR Multicase now has a website that is very useful. They have a you can go there and you can type. They have drop-down menus. Do you know they have drop-down menus, John? Do you know what those are?
They
those,
do.
That's
Quite a few drop downs.
That's innovative mechanics, and I stole that from the D6 generation, by the way. But you can use those drop downs, and if you let's say you're a troll player, and you want to know what the best foam for a Mountain King is, and you can just pull down on those drop downs. You can use a mouse for that now. You know, that's an innovation that hasn't been around for as long as people think. When I grew up, we had arrow keys, and we were happy about those arrow keys. The Apple came out with that mouse, and it was like, oh, I don't want rodents on my desk. And people were all scared of them. But you don't have to be scared of KR Multicase because they're going to take care of your minis. Do you know that 9 out of 10 dentists recommend KR Multicase over Rabble-Bone?
And fuck that 10th dentist.
That 10th dentist is in Romeo's pocket, so don't trust him. He's got that guy pulled out of Obamacare, and now you can get KR Multicase, and if you order it, they'll send it to you. It'll cost you some money, but it'll be fine. Because your models will love you. You'll hear them go ah, and everybody wants to hear that when they put their model in the foam. John, there's one more sponsor that we have to talk about that will probably stop being our sponsor after the show. We're probably not going to have sponsors next week. We have Clockwork Phoenix Games. You know, I got a bone to pick with Clockwork Phoenix Games. I wanted to get DC on here to talk about the new card game, but they have a marketing plan, and so we're not
part of their marketing plan.
We're not part of their marketing plan.
Let's be honest. That might be for the best.
You know, they're looking to get thousands of people to hear about their game instead of dozens. And I get that, but we're loyal to DC. We'll buy stuff from DC because it's DC on it. And not that Detective Comics stuff. We're talking about David Carl. And he is he's head Pumbaa. No, what do they call that?
Chief Pumbaa.
Yeah, that one. And
there
you go. And he's creating the games for the Guild Ball universe, and he has a new one out there. And when we get a chance to talk about it, we'll talk about it. But until then, just know the Clockwork Phoenix loves you and wishes you would be a patron of the patreon.com/MouthJohn. Anyway, oh
god,
so let's get back on track.
I think that was your best yet, John.
You know what? Nobody wants to listen to me laugh at myself.
I thought it was extra hilarious.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm glad you all enjoy this show because I enjoy putting it on for you. Pumbaa. Yeah, there you go. Pygmalion's got it. He nailed it. It's not the Grand Pumbaa. Pumbaa's different. He got held up by the Lion King or whatever it was. And Scar got his shit going on him. Poor Pumbaa. Anyway, so we don't have a whole lot of painting that we're going to do tonight. I'm going to put the painting cam up just to show you some stuff real quick. I want to show you these. These are some, for those of you who are looking at this, that's an agenda on that sheet, if you could possibly imagine that. We have, I'm still continuing to paint my battle box for Retribution. This is a terribly boring paint scheme right now. It's, but I'm going to do some more highlighting and some detail work on it. It'll be sweet eventually.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to start working on this guy. He is a castigator he's from the battle box. I'm going to be taking part in one of those journeyman leagues. So that'll be fun. Mm-hmm. And that'll be great. And then, but the rest of these guys have to wait. Here's Malachus, the Burning Itch. And we have a Repenter, which is like my 5th or 6th. I don't even know how many of those I own. And then this is my only Revenger that doesn't completely suck ass. The other ones are like hot garbage because this thing, when it's metal, doesn't like to live. But plastic, this is like the one time that this plastic is like clutch. And I spent a lot of time trying to get the mold lines off of here. And then you prime the damn thing and all you see is mold lines. So I'm sad. But, oh well.
It happens. It's unfortunate. It's a thing that we have to deal with that kind of material.
Yeah, Restic is no bueno. Or, I'm sorry, PVC. I got somebody mad at me for calling it Restic the other day.
Rustic is the nickname. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
Just suck it.
But
Yeah.
PVC. You know, think of GIMP suits. Same stuff. All right, so there you go. That's why it's good. It's because it's full of the GIMP. All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to we're gonna get us some hot dojo action going on here right now. I'm gonna bring. I'm engaging all of the technology simultaneously here, and there you have it, folks. This is War Room. You know, John, they've got an application for War Machine these days. It's called War Room. Were you aware of that?
I was aware of that.
There you go. And
When did that come out?
that came out right exactly at the same day as Mark III. I decreed it as such as President for Life of War Machine and Hordes. I'll tell you what, I had 16, 15 different people there with applying, leverage with a baton to their heads to get this shit right, and they did a nice job. This is a high quality application. This is better than Flickr or Swiper or whatever it is that you use to pick up a date or something like that. And so we're going to build us some armies, and the first one we're going to build, we want to build an UNA 2 list. So because that was requested, is that where you'd like to start too, Ben?
Oh, very much so. I'm so excited for this.
Okay, this is some good stuff. So we're going to create a new army here, and it's going to be a circle army. And like I talked about during the pre-ramble, the card, I'm having trouble with the card on UNA 2 in War Room. It's coming up as corrupt, and UNA 2 is the opposite of corrupt. She's 100% legit and totally sweet. So we're gonna proxy her with Morvana the Dawn Shadow. There she is, because she has the same number. Now, folks, I'm gonna read this off to you so that you've got these statistics for you. Now, the interesting thing about this one is most times when casters go from their first form to the second form, they keep the same stat line. And for the most part on UNA 2, that is also correct. The UNA 2 but she does get a very bump in one important stat, and I'll touch on that. So she's a speed 6, she's strength 5, mat 5, fury 7. She's got rat 7. Now, John, that's a bump up 1 from UNA 1, and that's a big goddamn deal.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes her shooting that much more legit.
Absolutely, absolutely. She's defense 15, arm 13. She kept the same def and armor stats. Now, that's only a 28 as far as the combined. A lot of people, John, think about that combined number as something that is an important thing. Do you agree with that?
It's important, but it's not the end-all, be-all, yeah.
So but that rat 7, I think, is something that's really going to be important. She's got one melee weapon. She's got one melee weapon. It's just it's called a short sword, and it is it's only a POW 10. So that gives her with the strength. That gives her it's not. I'm sorry, I misread the wrong number off of there. It's only a POW 5, so that only gives her a POW 10 for her melee weapon. But and get this, it's a rate of fire 3 bird, and it's I forget, she can shoot the bird 3 times now.
Please tell me it's still in her control area. Please tell me it's still in her control area.
It is still in her control area, and so it is now 14-inch flying bird that is POW strength 13.
Wow. Those are big birds.
It's a big bird. The birds are pissed. When one of the things that UNA 1 knew when she came to become UNA 2 is that she needed to bring the bird hard. So she's got a rate of fire 3, POW 13 bird that has flight, of course, because it's a bird, and it is range of her control range, which is 14 inches. So I really think with that rat 7, we have a circle caster that for the first time, other than Chromac, that wants to get in there and really mix it up. Ben, your thoughts?
Oh man, yeah, with the P plus S10 and mat 5, it's obvious. If you got her in melee, you've done something horribly, horribly wrong. Her gun is just so good.
Yeah, you think it's good now, but wait, you've seen the spell list. We shared that with you earlier.
Oh yeah,
the spell list is fucking nuts because she has snipe. So just let that run through your head.
It works for her because control area, you can't snipe that, but for other things...
Yeah, there's quite a few guns that Circle have that are a lot better when you get the snipe on them.
I hear blood trackers are going to like this young lady.
Mm-hmm.
So She has snipe. She also has I forgot to mention this, field marshal countercharge.
That's legit.
And so it's
Very.
it's a very nice one. You know, she's gonna be able to use that with her beasts, and
Oh, yeah.
she also has another thing that she's kind of a griffin caster when you think of her. She has another thing that you're gonna like on her spell spell card. It's a spell called Channeler. I don't know that I've seen this one before, John. Have you?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay, it's a 2
Yeah.
fury spell, but what's interesting about it is Channeler, and it's in parentheses Griffin. So she's going to be able to use her griffins as arc nodes. She'll be able to pick one of them according to the spell text, and be able to channel through that for 2 fury.
I need more Scars spells.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. This is
They have tracker. You countercharge and everything else. Tracker remaining one of the very, very few abilities that see through forests. Yeah, this is good.
finally starts making sense why the Scar spell was written the way that it is, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
It absolutely makes sense. Now she also has another spell the one that I think that they're kind of handing out like candy these days is Manifest Destiny. And
Yeah, it's been everywhere now.
It's really kind of crazy how they're handing it out. Ben, what are your thoughts about Manifest Destiny in Circle?
I'm just gonna say it again. I need more Scars spells.
Yeah. I'm a little bit concerned. We've been talking about it on this show on a number of occasions about where Privateer has been maybe perhaps falling a little bit to power creep, and I'm a little bit afraid of where Una 2 is actually heading here. But so we've talked about Manifest Destiny, we've talked about Snipe, we've talked about Channeler. She also has Chain Lightning, which is going to be devastating using that Channeler ability and then using Chain Lightning. Although Chain Lightning is toned down from its Mark II, which...
Yeah, true.
But you know what? The Storm Raptor is making more and more sense too, because Manifest Destiny, I can understand them at 5 now.
Yep, because you won't need to buff it up, because the Manifest Destiny is there for you. And then lastly, and this is her. Every caster gets a signature spell. Her signature spell is called Take Flight. It is a 3 fury spell, and it is +2 speed and parry on her battle group. I don't know that this is okay, to be honest with you. I really don't think this is okay, because with some of the Griffin's abilities to trample and things like that, giving those guys parry is a lot like giving Gatsby 2's feet back into the game. And I'm not sure it's okay. What do you guys think?
I actually think it'll be okay. I mean, I can't think anything off the top of my head that's completely, totally off the chain. It's all just very, very good. But we'll have to see how it ends up.
Excellent. All right, folks. So let's build ourselves a list now based on Una 2, and Ben, let's have you walk us through what you think would be excellent. I know it says Morvana the Dawn Shadow, but this is Una 2, and what do you think?
Well, with Manifest Destiny and Channeler Griffin and everything else, I think we have to have at least 2 Scarsfell's Griffins in here.
You got it. There's 2 of them right there. They're only 8 points. Folks, in case you don't remember what a Scarsfell Griffin is, here's a card. It has elusive. Spellcaster gains dodge. So that's really excellent on a defense 15. It's got the long leash. Holy cow. Think about that now when you've got Chain Lightning on a long leash Channeler Griffin. Holy cow.
That sees through forests.
Holy cow. Folks, this is going to be amazing with her.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we got 2 of those guys on there. What are the beasts do you think that she wants to take?
There is the Feral that can warp for speed and with parry and everything else. That's kind of amazing. But you know what? She has Chain Lightning. Let's go for a Storm Raptor.
Oh, I love that choice. Let's get the Storm Raptor up here, because I need to take a look here. I actually haven't paid much attention to the Storm Raptor because I don't give a shit about Circle. So it is a 12-18. Nice.
Yeah.
How many boxes does that guy have? It looks like it's in the low 40s.
Yeah, he is fragile. Give me just a second. I don't remember offhand.
I can't count that high after 2-3 glasses of wine.
50.
50?
50.
Okay, nice. So he's got
That's pretty decent.
the lightning gun at range 12. That's good. And then he's got the
Or
beak.
16 with snipe.
Yep. Oh,
Yep.
honestly, I don't know if it's okay for snipe to exist in this faction. I think I'm worried about privateer and where they're headed. So we've got Skyfire. When a friendly faction
Yes.
model makes an attack with that ranged weapon, +2. Boom. Plasma Nimbus.
Well, we don't have too many electrical ranged weapons in our faction.
No,
But the other half of this animus is really where the money's at.
and that
yeah.
is the +2 for the damage. rolls?
Damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So there you go. Storm Raptor, he's in there. He knows what it's all about with Una too. Let's take a look at that battle group and see if we want to go any further with it. We have right now we have a solid almost 50 points left. 48 points. Do you want to put anything else in here keeping with the do you want more birds or what are you thinking about there, Ben?
Oh, the Razor Wing is tempting because of the way it tramples. Let's see, we've got 10 Fury we can generate. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If everybody takes off 1, we can. Let's see what we add to the list, and then we'll come back to
Okay.
Battle Group.
So let's go back there and let's talk about here now. What do we want to go to solos next, or do you want to go to units?
I would say you need to add a Wilder.
Oh yeah, we should add a Wilder.
Okay, we got a Wilder. Boom, she's in there.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean, there's so many good spells on this list that having a Wilder in there is going to be really important.
Oh yeah.
What about units? Should we get some units in here?
Yes. Reeves with snipe is not okay.
I
Well,
think blood trackers are pretty good too.
what?
Ooh. Blood trackers or wolf riders?
Well, maybe blood trackers or even the Thard blood pack aren't bad either.
Guys,
Guys, extra range starts to get really legit real quick.
So let's
Yeah, that does.
let's. Where do you want to start, Ben? This is your list, and I don't want to trample over you. See what I did there? So, what do you want to add, buddy?
I think I'm gonna go blood trackers. With the blood pack going to assault instead of assault and battery, I'm not sure I like snipe as much with them as I would have before.
Okay.
Fair.
Are you gonna put Nuala
Let's do
in there?
blood trackers and Nuala.
Yep, there you go. All right, so there we go. We now have about 24 points left.
Yeah. Oh, this
Now,
is gonna be tough.
when I'm building a list, I like to at least have one unit in there that is kind of a unit that I can depend on hanging around for either zone contention or zone dominance. I know that she doesn't necessarily with these particular spells do anything for the skinwalkers, but the skinwalkers are so good. Do we want to go in that direction for a kind of a hold'em type of a unit?
Yeah, with how fragile the list is so far, if you can hit stuff, they die. I can see Skinwalkers having a pretty good place here.
Do you want to go a big one or a little one? Big unit or little unit?
Let's go big unit. They screen Uno really well too.
Okay. Do you want the alpha in there too?
Oh, definitely. That many feet is money.
Yep. Okay, so we're all right. So let's see where we're at. We're 5 points down now. We have 5 points left to go, I should say. Let's look at some solos. You know what's interesting? We have built a list that does not have stones in it.
Yeah, I haven't played many stones in Mark III, and I haven't missed them at all.
Okay.
Yeah, stones are good still, but not necessary.
Yeah.
Well, here, folks, I've got one for us. I think we need some Gallows Grove. Although, maybe we don't need Gallows Grove because of
you
I
don't
was
need
gonna say, we've got a
Gallows
speed 7 Griffin that we can arc through.
Yeah. Yep. And that means that, I mean, take the Channeler is not an upkeep, but we have 2 of them. So basically we have 2 speed 7 kind of missiles for arc nodes. So
yeah, with long leash and all of that. So.
Right. And it's so I think it's probably okay for us to do that. So
Tharn Ravager Shaman's not a bad idea since he's got Chain Lightning also.
And he's he doesn't have a gun. It's a spell.
Oh, it's spell you. Well, it's still chain
Well,
lightning.
let's
Yeah,
talk
still
about
chain
that.
No +2 damage.
Is there much magic in here? I'm not seeing a lot of magic. Actually, that might be a great call
No, there isn't magic. Yeah,
against that.
I like
so
that idea. Pass out.
Plus
Ooh,
Sigil
blood
power
trackers
and-
with sniping magical weapons. I like this.
I like that.
Hunter's Grace is not bad for blood trackers either. You know, some people like to knock them down to kill them. You pop that Sigil power near them, or the other one, the Hunter's Grace, and they can hang out stand-in still.
I'm absolutely terrified by this list. I'm absolutely terrified with it. You've got snipe that you're going to probably put on the Tharn blood trackers right away, and then you've got these Scarsfell Griffin chain lightning kind of missiles that you can put out there, and the Storm Raptor is absolutely in love with Manifest Destiny. So I am really, this is going to be an infantry clearing machine, and the Warpborn Skinwalkers with the Alpha are going to give you that staying power that is going to allow you to get into a zone, keep the zone. I'm very happy with this list.
Oh yeah, and with Manifest Destiny and again Long Leash, I mean the Scarsfells are going to be surprisingly good, and that Storm Raptor is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm going to save this one. I really do want to save this one because this is money. So let's get out of here. Yes, we're going to save that one. So there, folks, there's our first list with Una 2. She's going to be something, folks. You're going to see a lot of her on the table from your circle opponents in the future. But we're not done, Ben and
Actually,
John.
before we're done this list, what do we want for an objective?
Oh, that's a good point. I so rarely think about that these days.
I would just go with bunker.
Yeah,
I
I was
like
just saying
my
my
objective
default's
not
usually
dying.
bunker. I mean, we don't really have prowl, so I don't think we need fuel cache.
Though Effigy of Valor's not bad for the cover. Cover on a stick for Una is not bad.
True, and she can definitely hang back and take advantage of that.
Cover on a stick
Yeah.
gets her up to 1913.
It's pretty good.
So
yeah, let's do that.
So which one is that?
I like that.
Effigy of Valor?
Effigy.
Effigy of
Yeah.
Valor. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, we got it. So there you go, folks. There is your Una 2 list. Effigy of Valor with Una 2, with a Druid Wilder, Storm Raptor, 2 Scarsfell Griffins. Why wouldn't you? The Shaman, the Tharn Blood Trackers with Nuala, because I hear that's in the rulebook these days. The Warpborn Skinwalkers, which are the stupidest frickin' elite medium base infantry in the game now. And
I still don't know why they're 8 boxes.
yeah, nobody understands that.
Because reasons.
Because regen
right?
is okay, because whatever. Anyway, my Bastions were supposed to be the best, but not anymore. Anyway, so there you go. We're going to save this one, and, you know, folks, we are going to publish this up on PwMenothJohn.com. We'll be publishing all of these lists up on the blog come a Monday or whenever I get to it. One of those two things. John, should I have some more wine?
No, I think you're just lucid enough to keep going right now.
Nope, I'm having more wine. All right, so,
So much for that,
yep, there you go.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hey, Ron.
Ron.
Don't you love some of the names on my of my lists? Berka Pretty, Matt, Aussie Wub Wub Wub, X Thing, My Little Pony. There you go. All right, let's create a new army. We're gonna do some circle, and Ben, I'm gonna since you're our guest, and you know with
right.
guestship comes privileges. Do you want to do Kaya1 next, or do you want to do Chromac 2 next?
Oh, I don't know. Do I have a die on hand? I say I can roll for it. High is Kaya, low is Chromac.
Okay.
There you go.
And
God,
what I
don't,
roll?
don't
I
break
rolled
the
a
house.
3.
You rolled a 3. What does that mean?
What does that mean? I've drunk too much.
Low is Chromac.
Chromac
Okay.
2. Got it. Chromac 2. This is a great show, folks. This is worth paying for. Patreon.com/menoffjohn.
We are on it.
So I'm going to give you Chromac 2. I'm going to let you talk a little bit about, which one is he? Champion of the Worm? Okay, I'm going to put his
Yes.
card
Yep.
up here. And Ben, why don't you walk the audience through Chromac 2, his stat line, and what he does and all that kind of good stuff.
All right, so Chromac 2, he's speed 6, strength 10, mat 8, Rat 4, which doesn't matter. Defense 14, armor 18, command 8, and he has, 19 boxes. It's worth noting he is on a large base.
Mm-hmm.
So he blends in very much with all the heavies you're probably going to bring with him. He has Wrathrock, stole it from Trolls, finally got it from Madrak. It's a range 2 melee weapon, POW 7, giving him a P+S 17.
Yeah.
Now, the axe has grievous wounds on it.
Yeah,
which...
because he's fucking Wrathrock. Get off my goddamn Wrathrock circle.
We like it. All right, other abilities on his card. He has Death Feast. So during his activation, he can spend corpse tokens to remove D3 damage points for each token spent. I should probably read that after Heart Eater, which says if he destroys a living or undead enemy model with a melee attack. So the undead is new to Mark III. He gains the destroyed model's corpse token. He can have up to 3 at any time, and he can also spend corpse tokens to make additional melee attacks or boost melee attack or damage rolls.
Boom.
So good.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's pretty awesome.
Yep. And then he has Field Marshal Hyper Aggressive. So you hurt anything in his battle group, or he doesn't have it flat. So you hurt any war beast in his battle group, they get closer to you.
Yep. And so it's otherwise known as the ability known as I'm coming over. So so there you go. Okay, so we're going to start off our list with before we get there, let me just quick put him in here, and then we'll bring him up as with his spell card next. Okay, let's go through his spell card.
All right. So his spell card. First, we have Awakened Spirit. So you can pick a war beast in the battle group, and he gets a free Animus.
There you go.
Personally, I love that it says without being forced, because that means even if the spirit gets crippled, he still gets to do it because it's not forcing the model.
That is a very good nuance. It's not quite Channel or Griffin, but it's pretty damn good.
It is. Next spell we have is Carnage, which is +2 to melee attack rolls against enemy models in the spellcaster's control range. I don't think I said Chromac's Fury was 7.
Yeah, he's so good.
Oh, yeah. Primal Shock. Choose a friendly faction war beast, and then target a model with 8 inches of it, and make a magic attack against it. Important nuance to notice here is you choose a faction war beast, and that is technically the target of the spell. Targeting a model within 8 inches is not effective the spell, so you get past things like Spell Ward, Sacred Ward, and every other ability like that.
Wow, that's dirty.
Oh, yeah, it's wonderful.
No, actually, you don't, because it's target a model within 8 inches within 8 inches of the chosen war beast. They changed it from last edition.
Oh, shit.
Last edition, it worked the way you said. Now they changed it so it works the quote-unquote proper way, if you will.
Really?
Oh.
I thought it was worded the exact same as Mark II.
Now, because it says target a model within 8 inches of the chosen war beast, so the target word is the key.
Yeah, you have to be able to target it.
Which is honestly fair, because you don't want that getting around Spell Ward, or you're just going to kill a lot of Sevi real quick.
Not for nothing, Ben, but as president for life of War Machine and Hordes, did you really think I was going to hang Manoth out to dry like that? Because we're the king of we're the king of fuck you magic.
Anyways, you make a magic attack against it. So chosen war beast is the point of origin. If you hit, the enemy model suffers a damage roll with a POW equal to the war beast's base strength.
Yeah, I love doing this in Trolls with Mountain Kings.
Oh yeah,
and then
Mountain Kings have high base strength though.
Yeah, yep, and they're super fun. That's a big nuke.
Oh yes. And let's see.
Vengeful.
After that, we have Vengeful, which was Getorix's old Animus.
Yeah.
There you go. So he'll hit
Which is a lot better as a spell. It's an upkeep, which makes it a little less useful than being able to put it on multiple, but still, some models you just don't want them hitting you back in the face.
Yeah. One thing I like about it is it's a retaliatory strike upkeep that doesn't expire after the attack is made.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. It helps improve the chances if you get that accidental spirit thing where it kills the spirit. Boom. There you go.
Yep.
And then his feat is
Bloodlust. He immediately casts Carnage without spending Fury. Additionally, while in his control range, living models in his battle group gain +2 strength and arm. And it lasts for 1 round.
Man, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
really
yeah.
good.
So, point of contention for John Spencer. I just pulled up the Mark II Primal Shock.
Mhm.
And this is how it reads. Choose a friendly faction warbeast in this model's control area. Target an enemy model within 8 inches of the chosen warbeast and make a magic attack against it. The chosen warbeast is the attack's point of origin. Enemy models hit, it suffers damage with a power equal to the warbeast's base strength. It is worded the exact same.
Well, I guess it doesn't work in either edition then. Never
Well,
even tried it,
it-
honestly.
I think it needs...
in
Go
Mark
ahead.
II, it did get past all of that because it wasn't technically the spell targeting. It was a magic attack targeting, but it wasn't the spell itself because the spell target chosen model, whatever, was the warbeast. It went in line with Crevasse and Essence Blast. Those were the 3 that got past Sacred Ward, Spell Word, and all of that.
Yeah, fair, definitely fair on Crevasse, but only the spray afterwards. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think it's
that's because
Do you think it's
'cause-
worth asking a question to the forums on this one?
Yeah, we can ask it again.
yeah,
And I
at some
know I
point,
asked it
yeah.
in Mark II. We can ask it again in Mark III.
Yeah.
clarification is never bad.
I mean,
Yeah. Well, Rush Tour says Essence Blast still works.
well, then probably it's similar. So it's dirty and awesome. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got Chromac, Champion of the Worm. You know, Chromac likes the worm. That's kind of how he rolls. So what are we going to do with him? Where do we want to start with him?
Well, I mean, honestly, the way I look at it is he doesn't. I mean, his units have to be self-sufficient because he doesn't do anything at all for them, except Carnage. Yeah, but he doesn't make him harder to kill or anything. His feet does nothing for him. So he wants kind of a big battle group.
Okay.
I agree.
And maybe he wants. Does he like the Magic Monkey?
You know, the Magic Monkey's interesting because its base strength is 16,
Yep.
which is a really nasty primal shock.
Yep.
But that's about the only thing that they really work well together with. Well, I guess Carnage as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, but not that well. I mean, he hits them once, they fall down. Carnage unnecessary.
Yeah. So maybe that's not where we want to go. So let's just do some other thinking here.
I think you got to start with your basic Feral Warpwolf and then Getorix because Getorix and Chromac just kind of like each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Feral Warpwolf, and we have Getorix.
Do you guys know the fluff behind Getorix? Because it is kind of amazing and tragic all at the same time.
Please
Yes, it
enlighten
is.
us.
All right, so Getorix was a Tharn King that was causing some problems for Circle or Boros. By this time, Morvana had already come around and done her magic to allow the Tharn women to finally give birth again because the Tharn were a dying race. So Chromac was there for that, and he more or less devoted himself to Morvana. So Getorix is running around causing problems. Morvana tells Chromac, hey, we've got this other Tharn King. Go subdue him and basically have him come under our fold. So Chromac goes out, fights Getorix, takes him down as Tharn King to Tharn King, brings him to Morvana. And Morvana looks at Getorix and goes, I like you, and forces the Warpwolf elixir down Getorix's throat.
Wow,
she's a bitch.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah, so now that Getorix is a Warpwolf, he's again rampaging and killing all kinds of things. And so Morvana looks at Chromac again and says, hey, go take care of Getorix again. So now Chromac has to go and beat Getorix in Warbeast form and manages to win. And that's why Getorix is Chromac's Warbeast in particular.
Well, that's terrible for poor Getorix. I still hate him, but I hate him less.
Yeah, he's a pretty tragic character. And Morvana is so evil.
Yeah, she's terrible. And anybody that plays Morvana, either one of them is evil. So don't be a terrible person. Don't ever play Morvana. There you go. What else should we put in here? It seems like no list should go without a God. What the hell do they call them? An Argus.
Ooh.
Argus are good just because his feet makes them really good. It's not a bad beast in addition because it's super cheap too.
The Wild Argus, so that you can
Yes.
make people sad for no investment whatsoever.
Yeah, it's a good. Also, Awakened Spirit of that's pretty good too.
Oh, good lord! Free Dopplerbarks.
Yep.
Yep, that's evil. I like it.
God, you circle players are terrible humans.
And
All right.
Did you know we were crapping Mark III? Supposedly.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hearing that Brenos is the best thing ever.
You know what? I'm totally okay with this. I need to play him more.
I'm not sure
Made
that
him
he
that
makes
sick.
sense in this list though.
I don't know. His what is it? His Ravaging Winds, creating a null zone for ranged attacks isn't that bad of a thing.
his Animus is pretty good. He could benefit from some Awakened Spirit. Having condition on something that's actually got some late game ability too is not bad.
Exactly, and at the very least, it's another heavy with 2-inch melee.
Oh my God, we just put Brenos. We just fixed Brenos. Boom, he's in this list.
Also, Mad 8 crit pitch also is not a bad ability either.
It's chuckles.
So we have a Feral Warp Wolf, we have a Getorix, we have a Wild Argus, and a Brenos. That's a sizable battle group for someone who's not named Kaya.
I know, right? So, see, we have Awakened Spirit and Vengeful for upkeeps. Both the other spells only cost 2. I think we can pass on the Wilder for now.
She's not necessary. It might be good if you have the points left at the end of the day, but
Yeah, exactly.
not required.
So we're about to make 2 lists that don't have a Stalker in it. Is that okay?
Yeah. Do we want? Yeah, since Sprint became self, I'm putting him less and less in.
Mat 8 Berserk's pretty silly, but honestly,
Matt's
Getorix
been
with
Berserk,
Overtake is
Carnage.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
We can come back to it.
Okay, we can
Yeah.
come back. We'll see what points we have left.
Yeah. All right.
What's next, buddy? This is your deal. I don't know anything about Circle. I had Circle for about 15 minutes, and I sold it a bunch of years ago.
Oh, that's a shame. I love this faction.
It's cool. It broke my brain. I need stuff, dude.
Okay, I could see
Dude, I play Trolls.
Yeah,
Trolls
it doesn't get much more straightforward than that.
Trolls is
right?
the most brainless frickin' faction ever. Oh, I'm coming at you. And by the way, I don't die so quick. Well, there you go. I switched to Trolls because Menoth died too fast. Because I'm not good at tactics.
Wow. All right. Well,
So the
I'm starting to browse through solos right now.
Okay, let's go through solos.
Chat
I'm
room
wondering-
is suggesting Black Cloud or Lanissa for Hunter's Mark.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yes.
So a black.
Lanissa is cheaper.
Yes, she is.
Okay, let's do
She's only 3 points.
Let's do Lanissa.
Yep.
Let's find her. Where is she?
Minions.
Yeah, I found her. Boom. All right, so we got Lanissa.
Ooh. See, do Tharn Bloodweaver still have grievous wounds? Still have gang. Do we want to try to toss them in to keep stuff dead?
Okay. Bloodweavers.
That's not bad, yeah.
All right.
And Carnage makes them silly good at hitting stuff.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Mat 10 with gang.
Yeah,
Okay.
I hear that hit that makes people sad.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Kind of keeping with a
let's-
theme here too. I like that the kind of a Tharn theme that makes it fluffy and awesome.
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not a huge fan of the male Tharn anymore.
Yeah.
They're okay, but I think we need to figure out they're a mystery needs to be unraveled.
Yeah, I mean, Baldur 1, I think, can take some advantage of them because they have tough and he has the no
Uh-oh.
knockdown spell.
Guys,
but-
we're hearing that is the stream doing okay?
That's fine.
Okay. So
Had a hiccup.
you're actually looking at it and it's actually streaming.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Why is Dark Jester saying no Brenos?
I'm asking him. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know either.
That's fine. That's fine. Let's keep on going here.
Let's do it.
What about? Let's see here. So we've got a melee. How about some?
Yeah, let's get some guns.
Let's get some guns in here. I'm hearing that Reeves are amazing these days.
Reeves are pretty amazing. Let's try to think. Do we want Reeves or do we want to do Blood Trackers again because Carnage, Mat 8 versus Non-Prey, and then they can quick work?
Yeah, we're doing Blood Trackers.
Yeah. They're a lot more. Like if you're not playing Tanith, I don't usually reach for Reeves as my first choice.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to reach out to one of the guys in the chat room, Moonova. Really super glad to see you here. Moonova and I go way back before Lost Hemisphere Radio, so it is super amazing. He was one of the Lost Hemisphere crew back in the day, and shout out to you, Moonova, and your amazing family. So there you go. So we're at 66 out of 75. That means we have 9 points. And Manova, I hope to see you soon. God, it's been too goddamn long. Anyway, so 9 points.
So Garu is mentioning Alton Ashley, which he's a pretty awesome.
Alton Ashley is the bomb diggity.
Yeah. let's put Alton Ashley in there.
So more grievous wounds. Woohoo!
Yep. 4 points. What does a Bogtrog Mist-Speaker even do?
Nothing for this list.
Okay. What about a Croak Hunter?
I haven't even looked at them at Mark
I don't know if they're good in singles. They used to only be good really in pairs, so you could get the gang fighter bonus.
What about Una the Falconer?
They still have gang fighter, so they're better in minions, and we don't have enough gang fighter to trigger him.
You'd have to change it a little bit and do like I like maybe going with Maximus and then 2 of them's a good little beat down.
Ooh, there you go. I like that.
How about the Bloodweaver Night Witch?
Yeah, someone was saying she's kind of underrated. Guru was also saying she's kind of underrated and pretty good. Life
we got just enough points to put one of them in there.
Yep.
And she gives killing spree to the models we already have. What the heck?
I think that's worthwhile.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, so folks, this is like when really good things happen. This is a fluffy list, and it's a good list. So you've got Chromac with his pet Geterex. You've got a Feral Warp Wolf in there. You've got a Wild Argus, because who don't like Defense 5 for absolutely no effort whatsoever. You got Brenos the Elderhorn, which will simply confuse your opponent, because they're like, what the fuck does that model do? And why is it 4 times bigger than everything else in your army? You have Lanissa Rissel, who's totally legit and super sweet and is wonderful to paint. Alton Ashley, whose gun is completely legit, and Grievous Wounds on a stick. I hear it's good. We have Bloodweaver Night Witch, which pairs well with the Tharn Bloodweavers. And you have the Blood Trackers with Nuala, because we don't give 3 shits about character restriction anymore.
Nope,
not even a little. So I'm going to give this one officially a Menoth John approved stamp. This list will be up on PwMenothJohn.com coming very soon, like tomorrow or the next day, depending upon my wishes. And that is another Drunk Dojo list. Mm-hmm. We are at 8:04. We have 15 more minutes of Drunk Dojo. Guys, we're going to do Kaya1 next. And while you guys, I'm going to put Kaya1's card up on the screen here, and then I have to go pee. So
I'll go through what I see as her strengths, because she's very similar to Chromac too, and what she wants, just does it in a slightly different way.
Okay.
Yes.
Because she gets +2 mat to everything with pack hunters all the time, as long as they're in her control area. So that's good. And then I feel like the real difference is that she, instead of the alpha and stay in there with the feet, she hits you and then with something and backs it off with Spirit Door. And she can go so heavy on War Beast, because between Soothing Song and her feet, she can run so hot for a turn and not even notice.
Oh, yeah.
And then Spirit Fang is another extra defense debuff, which is super good. So I don't know if you want the same units with her. Maybe you do, because obviously occultation ends up going on her because she doesn't like getting shot. They did raise her defense, her armor by 1, so she's 14. Yay!
Oh,
So she's
hey, that's a 16/16 with Getorix.
oh, absolutely. That's not bad. I've always liked her. I used to run lots of light war beasts with her, but I feel like you can run heavies with her. Actually, honestly, the core of the same list, maybe just without some of the units and adding in like another feral for something, or a primal, or a primal pure blood for long range spray, then bring them back.
Ooh.
Those are 2 ways.
Yes.
The feral can hunter's mark and then charge from across the universe, do a ton of damage. Then you just bring them back if you want to.
I like that idea. Yeah, a spray that bounces and comes back. It's one of the reasons why I like the Circle Battle Box so much is you get to put out a spray from the Pure Blood, have a Warp Spell Ward, and put admonition on them.
I used to do it with the old battle box where the feral would be sitting in the back and the Winter Harvest would go up and spray, then I bring it back. And they'd run her forward again, spray, and I bring it back.
Yeah.
And my opponents would get really sick of that.
My opponents got sick of my feral constantly warping speed, charging, and then disappearing back outside of their threat ranges.
She was very, very fun and very very interesting and mentally stimulating to play in a battle box. Because at Armor 13, you couldn't be stupid with her. You had to be ready, because she'll die to a stiff breeze.
Yep.
All right, folks. So I'm back now, and so we're gonna go with Kaya the Wildborn. Folks, this is probably a caster that begs for a large battle group. So let's give him one.
Let's do it. Do we want to go for a stalker in this one? A little extra hit and run that doesn't have to drain her resources as much?
I think that's a fine idea, because if we don't put a stalker
we
in here...
probably need Brenos with it, because Brenos is like unnecessary in this particular list.
Yeah.
Yeah, John, where you were going, we were talking about using functionally the same list to start minus the units, and then maybe a little heavier on War Beast because of her abilities.
Okay. So do we want Ghetto in this one then?
Yeah, might as well.
Put Getorix in there. We're gonna put a Wild Argus in there.
Mm-hmm.
And what else do we want to put in here then?
Feral Warpwolf, because Primal is just money when you can use it.
Plus, Warp for Speed is super legit.
Yep.
Especially when you can yo-yo that guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
People get sick of that real quick.
Speaking of yo-yos and being able to do decent amounts of damage, do we want to look at a Scarsfell Griffin? She doesn't have a strength buff for it.
Well, I put this down. Does Spirit Door still do the you can go to it instead? Cause
yes, it does.
Then definitely want it in there, because that means she can reposition herself really
way
far
downtown.
Oh, shit, got upset. Well, I'm going over here. And plus, at Mat 8, it's a good little infantry clearer.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So far the battle group is a Stalker, Getorix, a Wild Argus, a Feral Warpwolf, and a Scarsfell Griffin.
We definitely want at least Lanissa Rasal, because Hunter's Mark is really super mega good when you can bring the guy back afterwards.
Yes. Do we want just one Hunter's Mark, though?
You could go 2. I don't see a reason why you couldn't go 2. Plus the spray is a little infantry clearing, which is never a bad thing.
So a black-clad Stone Shaper?
Yeah.
Wayfarer, yeah.
Wayfarer, I'm sorry. Black-clad Wayfarer. Okay.
See, Phase Jump. See, Serenity. Do we need Shifting Stones to make use of Phase Jump while we've got the black-clad?
Well, I don't think you necessarily, but if they end up there at the end of it, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm there with you.
You definitely want at least one Gallows Grove, because Spirit Fang is so good, because when you're already making your beast +2 mat, getting a -2 defense just takes missing completely off the table in some cases.
Oh, yeah. That's -2 speed, so you can help control your opponent's army with some of that as well.
Yep, because you're bringing guys back to you, so sometimes you could have the Stalker go up one, just use Sprint back, and you can bring the other one back, and they'll be like, I can't easily get to them.
So
that'll make people happy.
We have 25 points left. We have A lot of fury on the table. We have 4, 8. 8 plus 3 is 11, 15, 18 fury on the...
18.
Yep.
Soothing
Whoa.
song, dog. On a worst case, that's 13. On our feet turn, that's 7.
Also true.
If you go all out, so that's sort of playing into her strength a little bit. Plus, remember with some high mats like the feral warp wolf, and then you add in +2 in addition, they're not going to be boosting the hit as much.
No.
It's okay.
Is this the list we put Reeves in?
She doesn't do anything for him. Actually, because even Spirit Fang's only to one model, and they're anything that's a single model doesn't care about POW 8s.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Though maybe the stones aren't a bad idea. That way you can run
What about
hotter on
Nis
the other
Hunters?
turn.
If we want guns, what about Nis?
I mean, I can't argue with Nis. All of her abilities work on them. If you want to make them occultation on Nis Hunters, because, I mean, what's more frustrating than hitting Nis Hunters? Making them stealth.
Well, occultation is faction, so we can't
is
stealth them. Yeah,
Is it faction now? That's Sad Panda.
it is faction now.
So
I guess
But
it's
I
going
mean-
to Kaya.
Occultation is really the only thing she does for any infantry whatsoever.
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting? Here, let me run this past you. So, given the fact that you have Kaya in her battle group, which is generally what you are scared of in a Kaya list, you've got Nis Hunters out there that usually attracts a lot of attention. So, I think this is a really nice combination with that battle group and Selena, because it diverts your opponent's attention, and that can only be a good thing. Now we're down to 6 points, and
Pharaoh Brigands. That's actually not a bad idea from Guru. He said maybe instead of the Nis Hunters, Pharaoh Brigands, because Pharaoh Brigands are pretty legit now.
well, let's look at them. Let's get them out. Let's get Selena out of there, and let's go to the Brigands.
Because you could afford Brigands and Warlord, I think, for pretty much the same points.
For exactly the same points, 19.
Yeah. And you're getting one more model. They're a little bit tougher. They got a little more versatility. They don't hit as hard in the melee, but their shooting is super legit.
Well, versus Prey, you've got POW 9 Weapon Master versus POW 12. That's actually really equivalent.
Yeah, it's really equivalent.
It's
And then the
extremely
shooting,
equivalent.
I mean, you're talking POW 13s.
And you
POW 14s. POW 14s.
14's versus Prey.
and you pick up armor and you pick up tough.
Yes,
And
for
dig
the
in,
cost of
which
threat
is-
range.
Yeah. And she's not hurting for that with the rest of her beast. They're just going to hold his own.
Yeah,
I'm
Let's
good
do
with
it.
Call Guru. That's a good call.
I'm good with this one, Guru. And we owe it to Guru because he's a good guy, and he's the least appreciated PG in all of Scotland. So we're gonna give that one to him. And
Good.
Cheers,
so
mate.
so there we go. So now we got 6 more points.
I don't even know
Yes.
if they can cut
Oh.
a beast for 6 points.
No, I want Lord of the
No.
Feast. I want Lord of the Feast for 6 points.
Oh, hey,
Lord
the
of
Argus
Nine.
Moon had his 6.
Yeah, no. If we were playing with something faction, the Argus Moon would be wouldn't be a bad idea, but
It's not worth it.
no, not in this case.
I haven't played Lord of the Feast in Mark III yet, and
Ooh, I got a. How about an F-Rate Scout?
ooh,
'Cause
that's interesting.
Because I've never played one
Yeah.
before, and it's speed 9 with Pathfinder, and it's got reposition 5. It's got armor piercing.
It's really
With a
self-sufficient.
range 12,
Super.
it is
Let's put an F-Rate Scout in there.
marksman.
Yeah, forget Lord of the Feast.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
It's old news.
Yeah. F-Rate Scout, bitches. Go get one. Put it in this list. Boom. There you
Done
go.
and done.
All right, so we've got okay, Guru. We already threw you the brigands. Relax. Kaya Wildborn, Stalker, Getorix, Wild Argus, Feral Warpwolf, and the Scarsfell Griffin. We have Lanissa Rissel. We have the Blackclad Wayfarer, Gallows Grove, Afrid Scout. God, I wish I had some of these models. This looks like a really fun list to play.
I actually only need to buy Brigands and the Scout for that. I own the Warlord,
Same
not
here.
the Brigands.
I have a painted Scout.
Oh, I need to buy the Warlord too.
And I don't
Long
have.
story on that.
I have to buy everything but the Scout. So
Well, that's not working as well for you.
All right, folks. Go ahead.
That's a
Go ahead,
legit
John.
list. That's 3 in a row with 0 stones and only 1 stalker between 3 lists.
So,
What up?
Folks, it's not every night that you're going to get an Una 2, a Chromac, and a Kaya list that are this awesome. By the way, folks, you're going to be able to get all of these lists over at PwMenothJohn.com. I'll copy the lists over there. I will post them up. And I think that these are some of the better things that you're going to be able to find on any website related to War Machine and Hordes. I have to put that out there.
Oh yeah, and then pay attention to my channel. Should have turned left because one, if not both of these lists, are going to pop up within the next couple weeks.
Yep,
so you'll actually get to watch them in action.
Ben, I am super excited to see that Una 2 list in action. That is going to be some fucking. We're going to set the world on fire, bitches.
Oh yes.
You know, I've only drank half this bottle of wine. There's more wine to drink.
Well,
only half.
Yeah, I'm a cheap drunk.
I'm empty, but I'm not even really feeling much of that, to be honest.
All right, well, drink more, and
I'd have to go downstairs. Hold on, I don't have to go downstairs.
But you know what, John?
Get emergency alcohol.
Oh, nice. That's good. You know, we come prepared. We're like fucking Boy Scouts and shit.
I was a Boy Scout.
Yeah, there you go. You'll build a fire with that bottle of Cannon Blast now or something. Anyway,
There's no alcohol merit badge. I feel there should have been.
Oh my God, it'd been the best. I would win
That's
that.
a shame.
I know. Fuck the Boy Scouts. They need to get with it. Alcohol abuse, should be a fucking merit badge. You should get like a box of cookies or something. No, wrong. That's Girl Scouts. Anyway, put another shrimp on the Barbie, folks. Anyway, so we're gonna move over to the media section. And
sorry we didn't get to your questions, but we'll get to your questions. I have them all saved. We will get to them another time. Do not worry. I save every question I see.
I don't know how. Are you prepared? It says from our good friend Hugh Mannix in Australia, who's tossed another shrimp on the Barbie just as we were saying that. As the president for life of War Machine Hordes, are you prepared to confirm on Una 2? Ladies and gentlemen, Una 2 is 100% Painting with Menoth John confirmed, 3 exclamation points. Boom. There you go. All right, so John, we've got movies to talk about. Before we get going on your movies, I would like to mention real quickly a couple things because I'm usually the one that shuts the fuck up on this episode, on this part of the show. Stranger Things, if you have Netflix and you haven't watched this, watch it. If you don't have Netflix, go to get Netflix. Watch this. It is an amazing show. I don't understand the last episode, but I'm sure that Belinda will help me.
I've been holding off because it's been so overhyped at this point. I want to let the hype die down, so I don't have expectations of being the best thing ever. So when I go in, I have more reasonable expectations.
It's wonderful. It's a good show.
Yeah, I sadly haven't watched it yet, but the reviews I've heard, there's enough warnings in them that I'm cautiously optimistic.
It hits me in my childhood pretty hard. So it's...
Well, if I was 7 when you... Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so when when this show is... Go fuck yourself, Ben. When this show is taking place, I understand all the references. Yeah, Atari 2600 was fucking new, Ben. Go blow yourself. Anyway, so the fifth wave, go shove a cactus up your ass. You got one of those in Albuquerque, right, Ben? Go. The fifth wave is an hour of my life I won't get back. I quit after the first hour. Okay, I get it. Okay, it's adolescent fiction. It's I get that, and it was a pretty good show. You know, aliens, they were taking shit over. They had waves of shit that took place. And then we got to the part where the guy rescued the girl who was approximately the same age, and they're on the run, and he takes a bath in the river, and she has to spy on him. And then I shut the fucking show off. It's like, really? Come on. Make her better than that. It doesn't have to be like that. Anyway, go blow yourself, the fifth wave. 4 shots of Kraken.
4? That's only the first hour. Imagine. The last hour could raise it to the heady heights of 5 shots of Kraken.
I would much rather watch Turkish Star Wars than this.
Whoa!
So much rather.
Wow.
There were no training montages that involved tying stones to your feet on this show. So it's actually worse than that. So there you go. Those are my two things. Now, John, you watched a beaut of a movie, something called Megaforce.
Megaforce. So I have a long history with this movie. It's one that I never got to see in the theaters. It never showed up on cable when I was looking, but it was in every comic book I bought when I was a kid, and I had some of the toys. Like, this looks so awesome. Motorcycles with rockets and these cool Jeeps, with lasers and stuff. It looked super cool.
Is Jan Michael Vincent in this movie?
No, Barry Bostwick.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So I finally bought this movie, and man, 10 or 11-year-old me would have loved the hell out of this.
What
41-year-old me is like apoplectic several times trying to describe this movie. I don't have the words sometimes. It's done by Hal Needleman, who's the guy who did Cannonball Run.
Nice.
So you're like, oh, yeah, Cannonball Run. Of course it's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some cool bike stunts in it. Don't get me wrong. This is going to sound like a heap of negative because the story is super thin. The acting is hilariously bad at points. Hilariously bad. There is no character development. They're all caricatures. They show up, and then within a few statements, you're like, I know what this guy's about. I mean, when the best actor in this movie is the chick from Star Trek: The Motion Picture with hair this time.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, Persid Scriver. I don't know her last name. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to remember. She's beautiful.
And then second best is probably was it Edward Mulholland or something like that? The guy who played in Knight Rider, the older gentleman. That's pretty much the best. Then of course Barry Bostwick. So there's some good points of the whole plot is Megaforce is basically G.I. Joe.
Okay.
But it's an international G.I. Joe where everyone sends their best soldiers in together. They train with this super great equipment. They deliver equipment like hot off the presses. They got stuff that's experimental and all this cool stuff. Technology above everyone else. And they're to help keep peace in the world. So literally, they're G.I. Joe.
So it's like if the UN took over G.I. Joe. So it's
Yes.
a pile of horse shit.
So there you go. That's the basic idea. And
G.I. Joe with bad berets. Got it. Totally, I'm on board.
And one country keeps raiding it through the border of another country and blowing up stuff and being douchebags. And the other country's like, we don't want an international incident, so we won't go after them. So they hatch this plan with Megaforce to lure them back across the border so they will blow them up.
Great. This is a great plan.
It's pretty basic plan, and the beginning part of it goes off well. They drop down, they crush the hell out of their fuel depot. Throughout it, you sort of get the idea that the leader of Megaforce, the Commander Ace Hunter,
nice.
That's a name.
That is perfect.
Knows the bad guy from way back. So as they're refueling, the bad guy shows up, peace, in a medevac helicopter, so they won't shoot him down. And they have a good chemistry. It's Henry Silva, who's Hispanic actor. He's been in a ton of stuff. There's a lot of guys you'd be like, I've seen that guy before. But they have a great chemistry. You could tell like these guys are buddies, but they're totally taking the piss out of each other. They're civil with each other and just having fun with each other. That part is great, but it just doesn't make up for the fact that there's nothing there. It's just not enough to be like worth watching. I'm sorry. There's some cool stunts. There's some cool scenes, but it's just, man, even in the 80s, I have to admit that this has probably been a little disappointing if you weren't really young. As soon as you'd seen like a real good grand action movie, this would be nothing. I kept watching it going, I should just watch Delta Force instead. Not only does it have better action, it's got a better story, and it's more realistic. Oh, wow.
So how many shots of Kraken are we giving this cinematic gem?
Now, in this case, this is Shot to Kraken will make it infinitely more enjoyable because I was drinking and watching it. It is a bit of a hoot to watch. If you can find it somewhere cheap, borrow it from a friend, whatever, check it out. But I'm going to give it like 3.5, 4 Shot to Kraken.
Nice. Right on that
Kinda
edge of
necessary.
complete unacceptability. That's fantastic.
Yeah, not once did I feel like turning it off. I'm like, I want to see what happens next, even though I'm pretty sure I'm ultimately going to be disappointed. And I was.
So,
Oh,
John, before we move on to the next movie, I need to acknowledge the presence in the chat room of one Vector Falcon. This guy, without question, is my MVP of the last 48 hours. This guy saved me from uninstalling a $60 video game by walking me through via Twitch chat how to not suck at Elite Dangerous.
I was there.
Yeah, that guy. Vector Falcon, this one's for you. Hey, Ron.
Ron.
So, folks, Elite Dangerous is a video game. I'm going to be posting some videos of it because Rich Brotman and I from Beermachine are going to be doing we're going to be kicking the shit out of some fucking bounty guys in the rings of some planet somewhere. And we're going to be stealing money, and it's going to be like we're the Beastie Boys in space. It's going to be amazing. But
Sabotage playing in the background?
I might for future episodes. It's going to be amazing. And I'm going to use pulse lasers and shit. So it's going to be great.
Not railguns.
No, fuck those railguns. God, I'm going to tell you right now that if that weapon's not on a gimbal, that weapon is not on my ship. I'm just going to put that out there. Fuck that shit. Anyway, so...
Aiming is for chumps.
Aiming is stupid. So you've got something in here on the list of stuff. Now, Ben, do you have a movie you want to talk about before we talk about something called Double Impact?
Movie? No, I've been stuck with that particular game show.
So that
Tell the
particular
title.
game show is Give It to Him.
Yeah. So the name of the game show is 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. It's a crazy long name, but it's a
I don't even know what
game
that
show
means.
over in England that it's anagram puzzles and basic algebra puzzles and absolute trolling of everybody to everybody else through the entire thing.
Trolling of people, we would never stand for that on Painting with Menoth John. That is not something
No,
we are
never.
okay with. But please
It
continue.
looks like it's on YouTube if you want to check it out.
Yes, that's where I've been watching everything.
Sev,
Zero Shots to the Kraken.
Sev7
Watch a lot of.
Sev7 says, love that show.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Totally sober, and I still laugh at every episode. Have 1 or 2 shots of Kraken, and oh man, I don't think you're gonna stop.
So, I mean, my kids, now keep in mind that my kids are my kids. So, if I show them this show, is it
This
okay?
is not a kid-friendly show. Oh, this is not a kid-friendly show.
No? I mean, my kids are my
No.
kids. I mean, my oldest has watched Alien, and he knows what a dick is.
Okay.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's got one. You know, that's how it is.
I was trying not to bring that particular subject up.
Yeah,
but
well,
fair.
you know, that's fine. He's 13, so
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, if you've already had all those awkward conversations, go for it.
that's what the
If you aren't
schools.
ready to make any of those awkward conversations, keep the kids away.
Yeah, that's what schools are for. Public education, folks. If you're from a different country, that the public education in the United States serves one function and one function only, and that is to tell them where the wee gets parked. That is the only reason we send them to the freaking public schools. Other than that, catch the drug addiction. Other than that, forget about it. So there you go. So you're going to give 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown how many shots of Kraken?
0.
Nice. That is
1 or 2 for fun, but
that-
you don't need anything.
That's fucking legit. Now,
Oh, and Brush Tour knows it too. Jimmy Carr. He's the host of the show.
you're going to quickly learn, Ben, that Brush Chewers is simply the most valuable member of the Brushhead community. Her and Guru are they're not married, but they might as well. They're a wonderful couple, and they're amazing, and they're most valuable players here on the Painting with Menoth John show.
Nice. And hey, I just actually learned something for Brush Tour. So 8 out of 10 Cats is a show. Countdown is another show. The 8 out of 10 Cats does Countdown is the first show trying to do the format of the other.
Okay.
That's so amazing. I don't even know where to start.
Only the British.
That is amazing. I'm going to watch that tonight. So, Double Impact, John, quickly.
Double Impact is Jean-Claude Van Damme playing 2 roles, of course.
Double.
Because he plays twin brothers.
Of course.
The raised in America, does splits and karate and, dresses in horrible 80s fashions, Chad, and then the raised in a, monastery raised in an orphanage in Thailand, smokes cigars, tough guy, Alex, who you can tell by the fact that he gets the girl that he's the one Jean-Claude Van Damme thinks is cooler.
because
this movie is
because his character is going to get laid. I'm just going to put that out there. I don't want anybody to guess what's going on.
And to be fair, his girlfriend is quite attractive, and much more than the female henchwoman who, I guess 10-year-old me thought was attractive, but 41-year-olds, I wouldn't touch her. No, not even a little. It's super fun. I mean, it's cliched action at its best. Aside from one screen where the green screen putting the 2 characters, the 2 Jean-Claude Van Dammes in the same screen is horrific. Aside from that, it's actually pretty good. Got some decent action. It's got Bolo Young in it, who, if you don't know, is from, Enter the Dragon and also from Bloodsport. And he's a super cool villain. He plays it well every time. Doesn't have a lot of lines, but doesn't need it. Whole lot of that guy. I recognize that guy in this. Super fun, but I give it, it's standard action movie fare. 2.5, 3 shots of Kraken, whatever you want to drink. It's good entertainment for a night.
Super terrific. That's Double Impact. It is not a porno.
No.
Okay.
Though there's one scene that gets a little close, but it's more of an imagination scene. It's kind of funny.
John, let's wrap this shit show up on one last one. 48 Hours. You finally saw it. Eddie Murphy. He's a fucking genius. Or was.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
I heard a lot of stuff about this movie. Just never had a chance to see it. It is rated R, and it came out before I was allowed to see rated R. You're welcome, John.
Yep.
And it just never been free, never been on when I've been watching it, and it's on Amazon Prime for free, so check it out.
Pretty fucking amazing movie, huh?
It's a very good movie. Now, I don't have, the nostalgia that a lot of people who saw it when it came out is, and honestly, since then, a lot of things have come up and mimicked that, and maybe even done it better, but it's still a very good movie. Not a lot of character development again. It's pretty basic, but the plot is better than the other movies I saw. More concise, doesn't overstay its welcome. Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy do have good chemistry together, and you see why Eddie Murphy got to star in more movies and got to be, Beverly Hills Cop, because he does a great job in this movie. Which it also feels like really young James Remar, who's one of those guys I've seen that in a ton of things, but he's really, really young in this movie. Holy crap!
Yeah. So let me, for those of you who are not old enough to truly understand some of this, you Ben. So I want to fix Eddie Murphy for you, because Eddie Murphy has had some tough times, and it's not. Eddie Murphy is extremely talented and one of the funniest human beings on the planet Earth, and I'm going to tell you that you're going to do 3 things. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to watch Eddie Murphy Raw. It's a concert video that he did in his absolute heyday. And that guy is amazing. His stand-up at that point in his career is as good as George Carlin at the top of his game, as good as Shecky Green at the top of his game. He is.
That's him at his prime in stand-up comedy.
Eddie Murphy Raw represents the best that stand-up comedy can possibly give you. He is Robin Williams at the top of his stand-up game. Right there. He is he is Richard Pryor at that point in his career. So you watch that movie first, and you get an appreciation for what Eddie Murphy brings to the party. Then you watch 48 Hours, and then you watch Beverly Hills Cop. because these are the zenith of his. No, they're that good. They are Eddie Murphy
I've seen
being
Beverly
the
Hills Cop.
very
That is
best,
amazing.
and you ignore everything else he has ever done in his fucking career.
You can do Beverly Hills Cop 2. Beverly Hills Cop 2 is still also a really good time.
You can do Coming to America. Coming to America is amazing, and it also gives you the added benefit of God. What the hell is his buddy's name that had his Arsenio Hall? It's Arsenio Hall. Literally, it's the movie that got Arsenio Hall his talk show. And guys, if you just watch those movies, you will. Eddie Murphy is probably one of the best comedians of his generation, and it's been unfortunate that his name has gotten dragged through the mud because of some mistakes he made in his personal life that were over-publicized and were just a reason to take a guy down because he had a lot of money. And
plus, his movies have fallen off, but he sort of fell into that Tyler Perry sort of niche.
Yep. And
or Tyler Perry sort of stole it from him, to be honest.
Not for nothing, but he wasn't getting offered scripts either.
It's true.
And a lot of that had to do with the unfortunate mistake he made in his personal life that got blown way the hell out of proportion. Because, guys, Raw, if you're not peeing yourself during Raw, you're doing it wrong. Because it is that good. And he kept his life together, which is more than a lot of top comedians can say about themselves. He's still healthy today. He doesn't work maybe as much as he used to, but he is still healthy today. And you can, God, watch these movies. It's good stuff. There.
Yeah, I know what I'm watching tonight now.
Yeah, Raw. Man, when he does that shtick about how his mom used to have a boomerang shoe, dude, you will pee yourself laughing. Because it is all
I've seen
that.
Raw, and I've got to watch 48 Hours. That's the one I haven't seen.
And not for nothing, nobody can make leather look as good as Eddie Murphy in Prime. An entire suit made out of red leather, and he makes it work. That's legit. So, anyway. So let's transition over to the face cam. John, you got anything more on any of this?
No, I just let everyone know that next Co-host Corner is coming out. I'm recording it tomorrow morning. I'm going to review Days of Thunder. Unfortunately, I didn't catch it before it went off Netflix, but god damn it, I'm reviewing it anyways.
Yep.
And I am going to keep all the reviews on Co-host Corner, something that's on Netflix or Amazon Prime. So if you have a request, send it to me. I love watching shitty movies, and by love I mean I'll do it for you guys because I care.
You know, folks, we care more on Painting with Men Off John than Don Trump cares about building a wall and making Mexico pay for it. So, you know, Ben, I can't thank you enough for being part of the Sunday Night Extravaganza. It's everything you thought it would be, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I had a blast. So.
We're absolutely chaotic, but we're internally consistent. You know, we make less sense than voting for a libertarian. You know, but we're internal.
You know, if anybody's actually watched my channel and listened to our commentary, this kind of discussion fits right in anyways.
Well, I feel like we're karmically aligned with each other, Ben, and you know, I'd love to have you on the show again. You're a great third chair, and I stole that from the D6 generation. I don't care, but you know, guys, if you're not watching, we should have turned left. Should have turned left. I struggle with that first word. Should have turned left. If you're not watching that, you hate babies and small raccoons. So
I will say, avoid number 3 of the new edition. We did get actually pretty toxic on that one. Avoid new edition at all costs. That was a terrible musical group. So on behalf of John Spencer and Ben Farmer, you know, we did a show tonight, and people are gonna love it or not, and I hope you did. So if you're one of those people, what's wrong with you? Anyway, so we're going to put up the socials. There they are. You know, support us, because giving money to something like this is better than funding, I don't know, North Korea.
So, anyway,
Oh, yeah.
on behalf of my co-host, Mr. John Spencer, and of course the amazing and totally bearded Ben Farmer, I'm Menoth
Thank you.
John. Go fuck yourself.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Drink more booze.
Oh, just in time. I'm about to finish this one.